guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another movie review. Tonight we're looking at a British film from the studios of Hammer. It's not actually a Hammer film, it's actually being sort of produced by Hammer, a bit like Cry of the Banshees. It's a release like that. And tonight we're looking at the film called The Corpse, starring Michael Gough. So before we move any further, let's have a look at the edition. So here we are, guys. Here is the physical release of Crucible of Horror, starring Michael Gough, a Hammer presented film. It's not actually a Hammer film. It's very much a release like the one that they just did not so long ago called Cry of the Banshee, which seems to be what Hammer seem to be releasing these days. Instead of releasing their own titles, they're just releasing titles that they actually produce. So like the Cry of the Banshees, as you can see, it's the same presentation. So yes, this is the Blu-ray release. The actual film is an MGM film. It comes with a beautiful slipcase, nice rubbery feel like the other one, and the original artwork with the original title, The Corpse. I actually prefer this artwork, but there we are. The back is the same. There is no booklet, and it's only one disc in this set, where the other one had two. This one just had one. But they charged you the same price as the 2-disc set. But there we are. There is the physical release of Crucible of Terror. So yes, this is called, the American title of the film is Crucible of Horror, and it does arrive within a slipcase saying that, but the actual UK title is The Corpse. So I'm sticking to that because that's what it should be called. Any special features? Now, this is minimum, and I'm a bit put out by it, to be honest, because I mean, last year Hammer have been putting out titles full of like special features and wonderful releases, and this year Studio Canal been putting out wonderful releases with loads of special features. But now this year, Hammer releasing with minimum on it, and you know, and I'm just thinking, what's going on? Maybe it's a funding thing, I don't know. But anyway, let's not waste time, let's get to the story. So this film is about Walter, played by Michael Gough, and I think he's a businessman. He seems like he's into insurance and dealing and stuff like this. He seems very wealthy, and he's an absolute control freak. He controls his family. He's almost a bit OCD. You see him all the time, like washing his hands and stuff like this. And he's sort of like controls his family. Now his family, his wife is called Edith, and she's played by Yvonne Mitchell. And we have his daughter Jane, played by the beautiful Sharon Gurney. And the son called Rupert, played by Simon Gough, who's in fact the son of Michael Gough. And they're living the very conservative lifestyle, should I say. You know, it's almost like a politician sort of lifestyle. It's all posh. They've even got like a servant who's played by Mary Hignett, and she is yeah. Anyway, he's horrible to his family, and there's one part of the film where we see Gregson turn up, played by David Butler, and he's from the golf club, and he sort of tries to kiss his Jane, the daughter, and stuff like that. But he's turned up the house because he's come to see Walter, and he tells Walter that she's stolen money from the safe at the golf club. Now, Walter's a control freak, so Jane has no money. He's controlling her. He doesn't give her any money or anything like that. She doesn't need anything. She's provided everything here. Anyway, she's stolen money. So he goes to the room with a horsewhip, and he whips her, brutally whips her. Or like, so you see cuts all up her arms and her legs and that. and he finds the money and he takes it off her. And then the next day at breakfast, it's like nothing's happened. He's like a bit like Peter Cushing in Frankenstein when he kills that professor the next morning. Would you pass the marmalade, darling? It's a little bit like that. He's just being normal. Anyway, Jane comes down and asks for her money back. He says, no, you're not having it back and all this. And he carries on abusing her and his wife, Edith. And then he plans to go away for a shooting weekend to their cottage in the countryside, which they own. Edith and Jane said they're not going. So he goes off on his own, and Edith speaks to Jane and says, we need to kill him. And they're planning to go and kill him. So they sort of go down to the cottage, and we turned up, we decided to go, and they sort of drug his whiskey. They put loads of like sleeping tablets in them, things like this. And they believe that they've killed him. So they leave the cottage and go back home because they're trying to pretend they're not been there. And then Rupert calls them and says, oh, any news on Dad? No, I'm surprised he's not home yet. Well, he's not coming home till Monday. So they've done it all a bit too early. And they go back down to the cottage, and the body's gone missing. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything else, because you need to kind of watch it to find out what is actually going on. So let's have a look at the characters. So this is a masterclass in acting. Michael Gough is fantastic as Walter, and Sharon Gunn, who plays Jane, she's wonderful. She plays this really sort of like, not innocent as such, but totally sort of like bewildered by what's going on in life. She looks terrified all the time. She looks terrified of the father. And Yvonne Mitchell, who plays Edith, his wife, she plays almost like she's downtrodden so much, where she's lived through for so long, so much, and the only thing she's got going for her is her hobby, which is painting. And you know, she feels so sorry for her daughter, and she just feels lost. Rupert's character is a bit, yeah, okay, he's just in it to make the family up, you know. And that's how it sort of plays out, and a lot of it is based in the same house around the breakfast table, but there are moments of sort of like sinister behaviour from Walter, where he's just mean to his family. He's supposed to be family he loves, and he's so controlling, and it sort of tackles that sort of subject, and sort of like you know, being assaulted by your family member. So it's quite a hard watch in the sense where you got that kind of thing going on. Although it's done tastefully well. Final verdict. Now, I absolutely adored this film. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I would have given it a 10 out of 10. I just don't think it goes far enough. And it's sort of, it kind of loses its way a little bit. It tries to do too many things, like when they think they've killed Walter and they've gone home, all these sort of weird things start happening. And like I said, when they think, you know, the body's gone missing and all this sort of thing, and it does play out really well. The ending is a little bit of a disappointment to me. The ending I would like to have seen, I would like to have seen a zombie ending, where he sort of turns up as a corpse sort of thing. As you know, because if you look at the cover, it almost gives you the impression that it's a zombie. But it doesn't go that route, which it sort of like surprised me. But it has still got quite a good ending. It leaves you guessing, and I quite like that. So The Corpse, or Crucible of Horror, whichever you want to call it, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Massive shout out to my lads. See you soon, guys.